Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Got one of those black oversized t-shirt dresses on that I wear as a nightgown. And as I said, at one point I had bought 3 different sizes, and the largest one is my favorite because it's flowy. And for some reason, I don't know why, it reminds me of Kiki's Delivery Service. Okay, today's tea is Faith No S'mores. And the funny thing is, a few days ago, I saw a customer in the store that had a t-shirt that said Faith No More. I have not looked it up, and I'm assuming it's either A band, or B, a horror movie. Probably a band. Again, I have to look that up. I haven't gotten into a lot of those. Okay. Bands like this. All right. This one contains black tea, natural chocolate flavor, dark chocolate chips, cocoa nibs, mini marshmallows, and graham cracker cookies. You use 1 to 1.5 teaspoons per 8 ounces of water and steep 3 to 4 minutes in 195 degrees. I was going to use a spooky mug that I made, well, DIY'd, with stickers that I had from, I think it was, no, they weren't from Spooky Cat Press, they were from somewhere else, Amazon maybe, and it said deadly, no, it said poison on it. But then I noticed when I put the tea bag, well, I had the tea bag in the cup rather already, cup, mug, whatever you want to call it. It's about the cup like this, so it would be a cup. And I noticed as I poured the hot water in, the marshmallows started to melt, and they were floating toward the top of the tea bag. And I thought, this is cool. So I shook it around and moved the spoon to get the marshmallows down into the tea bag, further into the hot water, and this is the result. The marshmallows melt, and it gets into the tea and makes a lovely hazy color. And it smells good. It smells like chocolate. It does. It smells like chocolate marshmallows. Like when you it's supposed to be like when you eat a s'more, because it's got graham cracker cookies in it. But the marshmallows do literally melt. I was hoping the candy corn in Children of the Candy Corn would melt into the tea, but you would have to have your tea molten hot and undrinkable to be able to melt the candy corn. I did find, however, Stephen, don't get too mad at me, if you put some of the tea in a coffee filter in the coffee maker and the hot water brews through it, the candy corn is still not melted, but it gets enough hot boiling water hitting the candy corn to where it might give it more of a flavor. I know that's not the recommended way to drink tea, but I wanted to experiment to see if I could get more of the candy corn flavor out of it. So yes, it's not the proper way to drink tea, but sometimes you do odd things to see, just to experiment. So it was an experiment, and it tasted a little bit more like candy corn, but I don't recommend putting your tea in a coffee maker unless that's how you like it. And I confess, that's the way I was doing it sometimes before I got the electric tea kettle, or I was boiling a pot of water on the stove and putting the water over the tea. Well, that's like a tea kettle. That's like a whistling tea kettle. I do also have a whistling tea kettle. So those two options are good. It's the putting the tea through the coffee maker that's probably not recommended, but it's kind of weird and kind of fun every once in a while. If you want to try it, it does make the tea stronger because the water's going through the tea, and like I said, it did bring out the taste of the candy corn. So, side note, I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying, hey, in a pinch, and if you want to try something odd, go for it. But let's get back to the proper way to do this. Yes. Oh, I can smell the graham crackers a little bit now. This is a nice, warm, inviting cup of tea. It's like it's like I said, it's like drinking hot chocolate with marshmallows, or perhaps once you can taste the graham crackers, it is a little bit more like s'mores. Oh, milestone we're hitting this week. Stitch is going to be 1 in a couple of days, about 3 days to be exact. Let me take these off because they're making my eyes blur. I do not need them all the time. Or where the reading glasses too much, I'm going to depend on them and my eyes will get really bad. I needed them for reading Facebook last night, which I normally don't, just every once in a while. That's not about me. I'm sorry for the face. Again, my allergies in my face are. Yes, Stitch turns 1 on the 22nd, and just when I thought I was cat puke free, because the whole time I've had her, all 10 months, I have not had to clean up one blob of cat puke that I know of. And I fed her food. I read the instructions. It's 3/4 of a cup for a 10 to 14 pound cat, which is probably what she is. The largest domestic cat you can get. Maine Coons, aren't even on the sheet. And she's not a Maine Coon. I'm pretty sure she's stopped growing. She's going to just be a larger breed domestic cat because she's a mix like Skitty. Skitty was huge too. So I will feed her 3/4 of a cup once a day, young lady, because you're not a baby anymore. You don't need to be fed twice. Um. Anyway, yes, and she ate. I guess she either ate really fast. It's I've started her, I believe, about a month ago on the Abound all ages cat food for kittens and adult cats, and she likes it. It's salmon. I think it's salmon and sweet potato. I've been feeding her mainly salmon. Although she does like tuna, I could try the tuna and brown rice next time. If she's going to eat so fast, she's going to make herself puke. I might need to get the rice because it'll settle her stomach. Anyway, but yeah, that's her milestone. Apparently, she's going to be a year old, and she started up checking her food, which, like I said, I don't recall ever hearing her. I've never heard her puke like that before, that I can remember. Um, and we've already reached a milestone. We were at 196 subscribers. We're sitting around 193, which is pretty good considering, like I said, I was doing this basically since I moved into my old. I was in my old apartment. My last apartment, I was there for 4 years, and I started pretty much not too long after I moved in because a friend of mine had suggested I, just started gothing it up because of, like, the way I was dressed. I said, "Yeah, you got this." And so I was 4 years there, 2 years here, going into my third year. So next year will be 7 years. And I don't remember the specific date I moved into my old apartment. I don't have the old lease anymore. That was that would have been either I threw it away or I kept it in the stuff that didn't make it in the move or got lost in the move. So, 2023. So back that up 6 years. 6, so it would have been 2016. No, 2000, 2018. That doesn't sound right because I was in there before the pandemic. I know you're supposed to sip tea. I'm sorry. Um, Again, what do I think? It's a hit. I like it. I would buy it. Definitely buy it again. I'm trying to go through the roster of teas from Brutaliteas to order as many as I can to give you guys a good variety on here. And if I buy one again, I will show you in the hall. like I said, like I did with Dem Bones, and that was Touch of Grey was a favorite out of the ones I've had so far. And Rocky Road Picture Show, yeah, was one that I doubled up on. The coconut was pretty good. I may get that one again sometime. It was chocolate and coconut. Yes, I like coconut, and I like Earl Grey tea, and I like chocolate, and I like other flavors as well. But I have some go-tos. So definitely give this a try. Like I said, I don't know. I'm a bit of a dweeb. I don't know what Faith No More is. I will endeavor to Google that. I think I put a video up yesterday. I put a hard ginger ale review in a short or a reel. I put it up as a reel to Instagram, which means it'll be longer than a short, but not quite as long as an actual video. Because sometimes reels can be longer. I think they go up to 5 minutes, and it'll cut it off at 5 minutes. That's what it used to be. So I have a review for the mango beets hard ginger ale up on Instagram. It's Negobat 1962. Um, and I may just leave it there. If it gives you enough of my actual impression, if I find the review doesn't actually get into what I thought of the actual drink, then I might have to still upload it here in full. Um, so that's there. And the pineapple coconut one I put up as just a picture and a written review. I did the cherry. I've done the cherry lime. I've done all four on here. I drank them before I recorded them, but I saved four for the review. I will do that occasionally, and you will find my reactions to those. For now, let's just leave it to say the mango is at the bottom of the list. I do like mango, but flavor wise, it was on the bottom, and the flavors that hide the stevia and monk fruit were the ones that were my most favorite because I'm not a big fan of stevia, and I did find out the hard way what my friend Leah said about monk fruit. So if you get those, don't drink a lot of them in rapid succession, because that's the only reason they're not sessionable is not because of the alcohol content, because they're fairly low ABV. It's because of the monk fruit. Too much monk fruit will bite you. So on that, because of that, take them slow if your body's not accustomed to that. So I'll just leave it at that. Side note, okay. Oh, if you like Doctor Who, I'm just gonna put a little plug in here. Legends of the Traveling TARDIS have 500,000 views, and they had an Ask Them Anything live chat last night, which was pretty fun. You can still check it out on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. No, I'm not a panelist, and I never will be because I haven't watched Doctor Who long enough, and my memory span and my retention for specific details and names of episodes, numbers of episodes, etc., would not get me a spot as a panelist, nor would I want one. I can't afford to go to conventions anyway, and I've never been to a Doctor Who convention, and I've only ever been to two or three. Well, I went to Otakon twice, maybe three times, and Otaku Max once. So I haven't been to that many conventions. And none of them were Doctor Who, because my son got me into Doctor Who later. After he moved out, yeah, after he moved out. So that's on a side note. So, but anyway, yeah, they're at half a million views, and they have several thousand subscribers. Anyway, enough about that. But that's their milestone. That was fun. It was like a mini party. They weren't going to do a chat last night, but they did, and it was fun. And those of us who show up fairly regularly in the live chat had questions for them. It was going to ask me anything. So if you're into Doctor Who and you want to see funny, witty comments, check out Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. They're always looking for more subscribers. So that's a side plug. And again, Steve and Maria, Steve, I've got one for you. If you haven't tried this one, Stephen and Maria, try this one. Um, if you like interesting effects, you'll like the way the tea turns cloudy when the marshmallows melt. And that was one of the coolest things about this one was when I noticed that the marshmallows were melting and the tea was getting hazy, which is why, like I said, I put it in a clear mug. I was going to put it in a spooky mug, but when I saw that, no, I've got to put this in a clear mug so you guys can see what I'm talking about to full effect. So you'll like that. Um, that's pretty much it. Stitch is going to be one on Saturday, and she started doing adult things, one of which I'm not too happy about. And she needs to stop doing this, getting the zoomies because she's huge. I need new blinds. I will have to wait with that until after I move. Um, lost train of thought. And once again, I want to say thank you again to all my new subscribers. Like I said, I never thought we would have made it this far, 193. And like I said, I can't remember the specific date when I first started this. 2018 doesn't sound right because the pandemic started 2019. And I would have only been in my apartment. The pandemic hit after I was already there, before I moved. So I have to have been in the apartment more than that. So it's got to be more than 6 years. So I'm thinking I had to be in my apartment more than 4 years. But it's been at least six. I know I was in the apartment 4 years that I can remember, possibly longer. I don't have all of my videos up anymore because they seem to be disappearing. Um, I wanted to find my very first video, or one of the very first videos, to see how long I've actually been doing this. It wasn't too long after I moved into my apartment. I know that much. So, um, yeah. Again, I'm not trying to be dishonest with you. It's just my memory is Swiss cheese for some reason. I don't remember lots of things. And I'm thinking 4 years there. Might have been longer. But it's about 6 years that I could put my finger on, almost 7 years. So that's why I don't have an set anniversary date, because I don't remember the exact day, which is terrible. And like I said, a lot of my stuff went missing when I moved out here. So anything I could have had that might have given me an inkling is gone. So we'll just go with that. We're about six going into 7 years, maybe longer. Um, and so the main milestone I've been celebrating is the number of subscribers. So on that note, I will let you guys go. I've kept you long enough. Brutalities, again, at Facebook and Twitter. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Facebook and Twitter at Brutalities. And the website is www.brutalities.com. And I was looking at on a quick note, I noticed I was looking at my analytics, and apparently some of you guys found me because they were looking for sleepwear, and tea and pajamas popped up. So those of you who accidentally found me because you were looking for sleepwear and tea and pajamas came up, welcome. But if you like darkly inclined and goofy things, you're welcome to peruse the entire library. We have more than just tea and pajamas. We have other things as well. And I'm going to let you guys go because I stayed longer than I was going to. Okay, remember, have a wonderful day. Um, if you're in an area where it's hot, stay cool, stay hydrated. And it's still sunny here, but cool. So if the vampires are going out in the sun, please, again, remember your 100 SPF and your extra large umbrella so you don't turn into ash. Drac and drive. Don't drac and drive. Drac and drive responsibly. My brain's not all the way awake yet. I need more tea. So drag and drive responsibly. Don't drag and drive. Let the other monsters drive the hearse. Take turns. And again, don't turn into a pile of ash because I want to see you next time. I love you guys. Bye now.